Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm gonna be cooking African stew, soup obe. I don't know what you want to call it, but yeah, so we're gonna be doing a sea bass stew. So these are the ingredients. It's a very simple ingredient. I've got 2 whole sea bass in here. I've got a tin tomato. I've got garlic and ginger paste. I've got curry. I've got salt. I've got 4 cubes of Maggi. I've got sweet pepper, onion, and Scotch bonnet. I would recommend that you use 2 onions, and it's up to you about the Scotch bonnet. I've got 1 whole sweet pepper that I've cut up, and then I've got garlic. I put 2 cubes of garlic in mine. Okay, so guys, join me on this beautiful adventure of cooking. Okay guys, we're gonna season our fish. First and foremost, I've got our garlic paste, curry powder, Maggi cube, and salt. All of this is going in here. Okay, I would say use 2 spoons of this, 1 spoon of curry, you got the 1 Maggi, and then half a teaspoon of salt, because you are still going to put more Maggi, more salt in the sauce to cook your stew. Okay, so paste yourself with the salt. So 2 spoons, 1 spoon, 1 cube, half a teaspoon of salt. We're going to mix it with the fish and leave that to sit for a while. Okay guys, we're going to blend our tin tomato, 1 onion, 2 garlic cubes. I've got 2 Scotch bonnets in here, and that's not even all. I still got some of this left to go. That's blending nicely. We got our pan on here, our pot shall I say. I've washed it. I'm just letting the water dry. I'm going to pour my ingredient in here straight away. Most people would put oil and then slice an onion and drop a bay leaf in here and let that infuse into the oil. But what I find is that it's best just to put the tomato blend in here straight away and then just let it reduce. Add everything you need, and then that way you put oil, and then the oil gets to marinate with the tomato paste, the tomato blend. That's how I like to cook mine, guys. So in this pot we have tomato, 1 tin of tomato, 2 onions, 3 Scotch bonnet, and we have 1 sweet pepper, and we have 2 cloves of garlic, and I believe that's it. Everything blended is in the pot, no oil in here. We're going to close this bad boy and we're going to let it cook, and it's going to simmer away nice and slowly, and then we'll add our seasoning. That will be our salt and our curry, and don't forget our Maggi. And the fish is already seasoned with garlic, curry powder, and ginger and garlic paste. So that is gonna be tasting quite delicious. This is simple ingredients, but it makes for such a fabulous dish. Sometimes you don't have to overcomplicate anything. Just the small bare minimum can give you such an amazing result. Yes. Okay, I've just taken this off the fire. It's nicely reduced. So we're going to add our Maggi cube. We're going to add our curry. So I would say about 1 teaspoon of curry, followed by half a teaspoon of salt. Okay, guys, you have to remember that the fish has everything as well. Okay, so you want to stir this in. So this is nice and reduced and it's bubbled away. I'll give this about 5 minutes before adding the fish. I'll come back, guys. So I've added some oil in there. I would say about 2 serving spoons. I do it by measure because I cook this a lot. This is like a staple in a Nigerian home. So about 2 serving spoons of oil to this. And when I'm talking serving spoon, you're talking about the spoon that you stir your dish with. So about 2 of that. And if you don't like too much oil, I would say 1 serving spoon. Okay, so we've got 3 Maggi cube, 1 tablespoon of curry, teaspoon of curry, 1 teaspoon of salt. So I would let this cook and then the oil will blend into it. So the tomato blended sauce has been cooking for 20 minutes on a medium high level, and that's reduced, and then we've put the seasoning in, then we've put the oil in. Now we're going to put the lid back on and let that cook for about 20 minutes and then come back and see what it's like. Yay! Steaming away it is. That's our food. That's the sauce cooking away. We got our fish ready to go in there. Make sure you taste as you go along to make sure you've got enough salt in there, and make sure you always stir it so it doesn't burn and stick to the bottom of the pot. Okay, so at the moment I believe I've got 3 Maggi cubes in here and 1 teaspoon of salt. Let's lower this heat. 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of curry powder. We're now going to add our fish. Remember to lower the heat. This is what happens. Everything starts spitting everywhere if you don't lower the heat. So you got it everywhere. So be careful. This is because it's a tomato based sauce, so it's thick. I would suggest to remove it off the fire and then add in your protein. Okay. So here we go. Got our fish. Remember, the fish is already clean, gutted, everything is done to it, and descaled. Remember, we added our curry, 1 Maggi cube, and our garlic and ginger paste to it already. So now, just pressing everything in. Alrighty, so that's what it is. We're going to pop the lid back onto this, put it back onto the fire, and that's going to cook nicely. And then afterward you check your salt level and make sure you're all right with it. If you're not all right with it, you then go back in and add a bit of salt. But remember, you can never take away from salt, you can only add more salt. So remember, always take precautions step by step. That's why I always add in my Maggi cubes first and the salt later on, and I just work it up because seasoning ingredient always has a lot of salt in it, and everybody's trying to cut down on the salt level. It's too much sometimes. You ain't trying to have high blood pressure and you're not trying to have any issues. So when you're cooking, always remember to take it easy with the salt, especially when you're using seasoned ingredients like all-purpose seasoning, chicken stock, all of these different seasoning. They've already got salt in it, so be careful, okay? Here we go, guys. Look at this. Look at that. Our fish is nicely cooked. It's been on there for 20 minutes. This thing about fish, you can just break it up by accident when you're trying to pick it up. But this is our fish sauce, and you can serve it with whatever you like. Bulgur wheat, couscous, rice. You can add a second item to it, like a draw stew, which would be okra, or ewedu, or akbong, to eat with swallow food, which would be pounded yam, gari, semolina, amala, different things. So that's our dish. We've cooked obe, Nigerian style, with a twist. Enjoy.